Good afternoon and welcome to the Business News and People Who Make a Difference. I'm your host, Jamie Lee. Today we visit volunteer and community advocate Michelle Dejno. I now have the pleasure of speaking with this month's difference maker, Michelle Dejno. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Where are we located right now? Where do you work?
Yeah, we're sitting in the beautiful environment of O'Connor Connective, downtown De Pere, a historic architectural setting that we've restored. So it's just a great space for this kind of thing or working. So
besides your day job, I know that you are a super busy woman. You've recently won an award, the Casper Volunteer Award for Service Above Self. You're in so many different organizations giving back. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
I know you love to volunteer and you're an advocate for the community. Have you always volunteered or gave back as a young girl? How did you get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Eau Claire. A pretty normal middle-class family, and my family gave what they could, which at the time was their time and their skills. So my parents were always volunteering, so that's what I learned. That's what I grew up doing. That was just a part of life. So if you can help. Then as I went to college and became a young professional, started to realize that there are other ways. You know, if you can't give of wealth, give of your time and skill set. If you can't give that, then give other things. Everybody has a gift to share. And I think that was probably the impetus for the volunteering was my parents and my family. You need to learn how to do that. So
a ripple of love. They were great role models.
Absolutely.
And now you're doing that for the community. Let's talk about some of the organizations that are really important and close to your heart that you're working on right now.
Yeah. Women's Fund for the Fox Valley region. I've been a part of that organization nearly 20 years on and off the board, currently on the board and the chair of the communications committee. I think the work that organization does to further the cause of women and children in our community is so important. I mean, being a woman, everybody has a mom, right? I have a daughter, I have a granddaughter, so those issues are really important to me. So however I can lend my time and talents and treasure there. The Neenah Historical Society, I'm the board chair there, helping to tell our stories. I think that's part of my love for this building too. Every community has a story. How do you preserve that? How do you collect those stories and how do you tell those stories? So that's really important. Fox Cities YMCA, man, we can rattle them off.
How do you find time for all this?
Right. You make time. You make time for what's important. So even, we have two kids, my husband and I were both involved in the community. We dragged them along with us to all of these things, for 30 years. They've learned. They're great contributors to the community they live in because they saw it and experienced it. So you make time. The people who say, I don't have time, yes, you do. Or write a check. You can't write a check? Great, come volunteer.
It's
There's
either talent,
something everybody
time, monetary.
can give. Right. So if we all collectively give what we can, the community is just going to be a much stronger place for everybody.
What a wonderful world it would be if we just gave a little bit.
Or just a little bit more.
Just a little
bit more.
Give a little
more, but if you could do just a little bit more, that'd be even better.
Let's do a little bit more of the interview, but I'd like to take a tour, get up and show me this historic place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's go. Okay, now we're walking down the historic building. Again, can you tell us what this business is and what it does?
Yeah, O'Connor Connective is a strategic communications firm. We really specialize in helping organizations, for-profit and nonprofit, to define and tell their stories and to help the community. So whether it's telling your story differently through different communication channels, we can help with that. And so right here, we're standing in the hall of our nonprofit partners. All of these organizations have worked with us to help them tell their story, either through traditional communications, branding work, capital campaign. We do a lot in that realm to help raise funds to, again, better our community.
So you had a journalism background like me up there. We're both blue golds.
Yes, go blue golds.
Go blue golds. So you're helping these organizations with media, like we're doing here.
Absolutely.
Fundraising and advocacy.
Fundraising,
and
brand development.
Okay.
Yep, media, PR relations, social media.
Okay.
Just even strategic planning. You know, for some organizations, it's as simple as that. You know, helping to define their goals and how are they going to reach them.
Wow.
Here we look at some of our other partners that we've worked with. We're really committed to working with organizations in our community, in the communities that we live and serve in. So we are not a national, get on a plane, go to San Francisco for a week organization. We want to help the organizations here in Wisconsin or the Midwest to help them better their organization, to again, ultimately help better strengthen our communities.
I know another organization that's dear to your heart is the Memory.
Yeah, Fox Valley Memory Project. They are anchored out of the Fox cities and really working with caregivers and families who are experiencing aging issues. So the funding they receive goes to programming, goes to caregiver training, a lot of education elements from Wapaka to Fox Cities to Oshkosh area.
Okay. So again, the question is, I know you said you find the time, but this also, I know you're giving back and you're making a difference in other people's lives, but how does it make a difference in your own life?
That's a great question. I think growing up that way, if you find a need, you help to solve it, right? To walk away from an issue just isn't in my DNA. So I am very definitely that person who needs to learn to say no, because if I can help you, I want to.
Right.
So I don't even think it's a fulfilling type of thing. It's just what you do.
It's just part of who you are.
It's wrong if you don't,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So that's, I think, more of the issue of why I do it. And I have high expectations of others, like, well, if I can find time, or if I can do this, or write this check, like, so can you, and so can you, and so can you.
Well, thank you for everything you do for Green Bay, for Appleton, and the surrounding communities. You definitely are a role model and a difference maker.
Thank you.
All your hard work. Let's end with something fun you do. Teach me how to spin the baton. Stay tuned. Michelle has a passion for volunteering, but also with the baton. Tell us your history with the baton.
Yes, Eau Claire, Park and Rec, 6 years old. My mom signed me up for baton class. I mean, like we all did then in the early 70s.
Can you teach me a little bit?
I can. So I loved it, so I ended up twirling competition baton, taught and coached baton classes, and then when I had kids, I started teaching. I've taught at the Y, St. Mary Catholic Schools. So
that made a difference too. Like you can give back with volunteer work and corporate, but you can have fun and teach
it's like
kids
riding
joy.
a bike.
Riding a
bike. Let me show you.
Okay.
It's the ball, the tip. You're going to do the pancake. This always goes above your arm. That always goes below.
Okay. Like this?
Yep. Yep. Ah!
Don't.
Oh, that's another one. That's the figure eight.
Oh, I love the figure eight.
Scoop the ice cream, scoop the ice cream,
scoop the ice cream. Okay, let's try this. This is Jamie Lee and Michelle signing off for the Business News, reminding you that working with a purpose makes all the difference. Sign us off, throw it up.
Oh, I don't know about that.